Give me that two-piece, son.
Yells.
What is up, YouTube? It's Ubu the Tech Guru coming straight at ya. Ubu is back. How is everybody doing? I'm doing fan-tiddly-astic. Yeah, I've been away and haven't been able to create any videos and upload just because I loaned out my consoles and my TVs to the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is the largest all-encompassing electronic trade show in the Midwest. It's held at the it's been held at the Brookfield Sheridan Hotel in Brookfield, Wisconsin, and it's really a great show. I mean, there's over 5,000 attendees that usually go. It's got a gigantic arcade hall with 250 plus machines, all set to free-to-play arcade and pinball. It has, you know, various events within the bigger event with like smaller type competitions on like Tetris or, you know, other little games like that. It's got a nice family day Sunday it's got cheaper admission, and you know, it's a place to bring kids to the show to show them the history of gaming. You know, it's got a gaming and computing museum that show you everything all the way back from the Atari 2600, you know, to super rare consoles, you know, that were made at Super ACAN, and, you know, all the way up to obviously the Xbox 360. It's got panels and presentations, tabletop gaming, you know, if you're interested in gaming without electricity. It's also got a huge vendor room that sells, you know, games for every console you can think of. It's in fact where I picked up my Super Nintendo a couple years ago, and Killer Instinct and Super Mario Kart, which I've been meaning to get a little series on my channel, like retro gaming, I guess I'm gonna call it, or something like that. But you know, so the show was really neat, and you know, I was in charge of running the Black Ops 2 tournaments. We had a 2v2 on Friday evening starting at 9 p.m. and then we had a free-for-all Black Ops 2 tournament starting at 6 p.m. on Sunday, I believe. And the turnout was, you know, decent. We limited it to 8 teams for the Black Ops 2 just because we weren't sure quite about how long it was going to go. And we had 8 consoles set up and 8 TVs. And we did have the teams play together split screen. They were 32-inch TVs, so the area that you got to game on wasn't too bad, you know. We just figure the split screen isn't preferred, obviously, and they weren't able to obviously use headsets, but, you know, we're learning and we needed to start somewhere, so, you know, we decided to do it that way. And unfortunately, 2 of the consoles for some reason would not update with the latest patch number that the other 6 did, so when it came down to it, when it was time to run the tournament, we were only able to ever have 6 machines going because those would talk to each other, whereas the other 2 had different version numbers in the upper right corner, and they wouldn't connect to the other, wouldn't connect to the local LAN or system link, you know, the other machines. So I don't know if anybody in the comments down below can tell me why that was. You know, I connected them all to Xbox Live Gold account and popped in the game, fired up multiplayer, you know, and each one did their update and said they were all up to date, and so I'm not exactly sure why 2 of the consoles weren't at the same version number that the other consoles were. But you know, Friday night turned out really well. It went till like 2:30 in the morning. We had some really intense matches towards the end in the semifinals and the finals. Some really great close CTF games. I used 360 Icons rule set, and you know, it was best of 3 maps for each of the matches. You know, Hardpoint, CTF, and S&D. You know, on all those normal league play maps, and you know, it turned out to be really good. The people, I want to give a big shout out and thanks to the sponsors of the tournaments, which would have been Elgato, Control Freak, and Squid Grips. They all provided some excellent prizes to give out. Elgato actually gave us 2 capture cards to give away and 1 capture card to use to capture some of the matches, which I will be, you know, editing up and uploading in the near future here. They'll either be on my channel or on the Midwest Gaming Classic. I think they have their own channel. on YouTube. So you know, each of the winners of the 2v2 tournament, each winner received an Elgato and a pair of Control Freaks, an Elgato shirt, and a certificate. And then the runner-ups, the second place team, got some Control Freaks and a Elgato shirt each and a certificate. And then third place had even gotten something, I believe. I don't really recall what it was, but and then on Saturday we had the free-for-all tournament, and I think we had about 30 entries, and we did single elimination. You know, the most that we're able to play at a time, since I said there was only 6 consoles connected, were 12 players in a lobby, and we just basically took the top 6, you know, from each match and broke it down final, you know, until we got down to 6 players, and then at that point I made it so that each participant was able to play on their own screen, so there'd be no screen peeking, and you know, it turned out really nice. The winner of that actually got 25% of the cash prize, or the 25% of the total entry fees, and I think second place got 20% of the total entry fees, and so on and so forth. It went down from there. They also got some Control Freaks, some shirts. I know Raven Software provided some apparel as well for prizes, and it just turned out to be a really great weekend. I had a lot of fun running the tournament. I can't wait to, you know, there's some things I learned, you know, how to do it better next year, and you know, as usual, the show was great success. They had, you know, the hotel was completely booked. There was not a room open for people to stay in. I mean, people come from all over the United States to come to this show. It's right up there with you know, probably I mean, I don't know. You obviously can't compare it to PAX, even though PAX says Penny Arcade Expo. This is, you know, it's like I said, it's got about 250 plus arcade machines and pinball machines to play on, and all free to play. And you know, it's a smaller venue, but for you know, in my local area, it's the biggest gaming event that I'm aware of. And you know, I saw a couple of tweets as I was tweeting out from One of Swords, and he was telling me about CAX. I think it's CAX, and I think it's called Computer Arcade Expo or something. And they have like 600 plus machines, pinball and arcade. So that's in Los Angeles. So that's a really huge show, similar to obviously the Midwest Gaming Classic. But I mean, it was a really great time. Really good to work with, you know, the two founders of the show. I'm trying to see when the show had first started, how many years ago, but I know this was my 3rd year going to the show. Last year I helped run the Halo Reach tournament, and this year there was a Halo 4 tournament actually on Sunday, which I helped run. You know, I didn't help as much as just because I'm not familiar with Halo, which is why I was really, you know, in charge of the Call of Duty side. But a woman by the name of Jordan, she did a great job running the Halo 4 tournament on Sunday. We had, that was a doubles tournament. We had 18 doubles teams that signed up throughout the day on Sunday, and some pre-registered online. And that turned out really well as well. It was like a doubles type layout where I think it was just Slayer. So it's similar to Team Deathmatch, you know, 2v2, and some excellent competition. There were guys that had won it last year, and they came and signed up again, and they ended up winning it again. Team BTU. They actually won it in 2011. They won it last year, and they won it this year. So, you know, you guys should check out if you live around the Milwaukee or Chicago area, you should check out the Midwest Gaming Classic. It's really a fun time. You know, it's good for all ages, just because, like I said, there is like a computer and console museum that shows you gaming all the way back to, you know, like a freaking green lettered text on a monitor, and the game just consists of like entering letters. And there was a couple, or I remember seeing an Apple computer there with this Hunter game on it, where there's just like, it's green graphics and shows a little stick character with a gun. And, you know, this little bear will pop on the screen for a little bit, and you got to shoot it before he runs off the screen again, or behind a tree or whatnot. So it was a really good time. So I am glad to have my consoles back and my TVs back, and back to gaming here, and here's a pretty beastly gameplay of me on Crash Site on the map Skyline using the Scar mod too. I think I go, I don't know, 29-7 or something, or 27-9, but I still have yet to break the 30 kill mark, and man, sometimes I wonder how these other people are getting 40, 50, I've even heard of 60 kill plus games, and in Crysis, man, I don't know how they do it, because I literally like run around looking for enemies the entire time, and I still can't get a 30 plus game, you know? Yeah, I went 27-9. So, I'm back, Ubu's back, I'm ready to, you know, continue with my creating videos and uploading, and get back to my my in-depth series in Crysis 3. That should be going up on the Yoush channel this Wednesday again, and that's about it. Until next time, I will see you on the battlefield. Ubu out.